Good afternoon, football fans, and welcome to our Neighborhood Publications Game of the Week, the Division I State Championship game. The Concord Crimson Tide hosting the Pinkerton Astros. Pete Terrier, along with our videographer Jen Chick, for a great game coming up today. Pinkerton coming in 9-2 overall. One of their only two losses of the year, coming against this undefeated Concord team. 11-0 happened back on Friday, October 11th. And it was a game that Pinkerton really controlled throughout, but Concord, a last-minute drive to tie the game, send it into overtime, and then Concord wins it in OT on a touchdown by Wally Indy. Should be a great rematch here for the championship. We'll have all the highlights, come back at halftime, talk about the first half, bring you all the second half highlights, and then our post-game coverage, the interviews with the players and coaches. Very much looking forward to this one. Pinkerton and Concord, right here, our Neighborhood Publications Game of the Week on nhsportspage.com. Setting up shop on the right-hand side as a receiver. Two backs behind Law. Sude gets the handoff up the middle. He's across the 20. There he goes. Touchdown. Leo Sude, the sophomore, scores from 27 yards out, and Concord's up 6-0. They're going to hand it to Urbanik. Urbanik dives for the end zone. Touchdown. TJ Urbanik, the sophomore, showing that he can play some football. And he's got this game tied at 6. 1:45 left to go for the Tide. A lot of receivers on the left. That's the way that Law rolls. Throws it. Tipped and caught by Zolt. His own teammate tipped it. And Zolt is racing into Pinkerton territory. And he's taken down by Urbanik at the 25. That was a lucky play by Concord. Pinkerton with 2 turnovers so far. I formation. Actually, this is the pistol formation. Law gets the snap, handoff, Indy up the middle. He's in for the score. Wally Indy. Side. Gaudette set up in the slot on the left. Pistol formation, handoff, Indy. Indy up the middle. Into the 5. End zone. Touchdown, Wally Indy. 11-yard touchdown run, make it 12-yard touchdown run. And Concord has upped the lead to 18-7. Football trying to punt it out of his own end zone. Good snap. Here comes some pressure. It's blocked. It's going to be fielded and down at the 27-yard line by Concord. Right, Sude in motion. Fake handoff to him. Law looking to throw. Middle of the field. Smith is open. Caught. Dives for the end zone. Touchdown. Samo Smith. One in the slot on each side. Hanaway straight back to pass. He's getting pressure from Naylor, backside, nice block, and he throws it into the ground, and the closest receiver was Mark Gaudette of Concord. And the Crimson Tide are going to roll to the halftime locker room, up by 3 scores, 28-7 on Pinkerton. It is halftime of our Neighborhood Publications Game of the Week, the Division I State Championship game between Concord and Pinkerton. And I think everybody will be surprised to find out Concord up by 3 scores on the Pinkerton Astros, 28-7. Pete Terrier, along with Mike Bellevue, the coach of ESPN New Hampshire, and Sean DeSendall from ESPN New Hampshire. And coach, I mean, I remember last week we were talking about that Pinkerton dominance in the first half against Keene, and they ended up winning that thing going away. But I don't think anybody would have imagined a 3-touchdown lead at halftime by Concord.
Absolutely not. A very sloppy start for both teams. Penalties, turnovers, block punts, short punts. What happens, though, is in the second quarter, Concord, using a variety of offensive formations from power I to wing T to their traditional spread, they get on fire and put up 22 unanswered in the second quarter and build up this 3-touchdown lead by the half.
And Sean, Pinkerton is obviously a team that is used to playing from ahead. Now do they have to scrap the game plan and start throwing the ball all over the field? Because that's not how they play.
That's not how they play, and I'm not sure that's their strength either. And it's not only that, Pete. It's not just playing from behind. It's the penalties that have caused them. If you're backed up to have to go 15 yards, the running game is just not conducive to continually doing that. Down by 3 scores, they're going to have to move it a little bit more, maybe screen plays, short passes, that type of thing, because deep down the field, I can't even think I've ever seen Pinkerton over all the years do anything like that. So I agree. I think it's going to be an interesting conundrum at the half. What will they come out with?
And Coach, you see Matt Madden, who is just an outstanding player, especially on the defensive side of the football. He has some ability offensively as well, but he just hasn't been holding on to the football. How tough is that as a coach to have one of your star players really struggling like that on really the side of the football that's not his strength?
Yeah, absolutely. He's a great football player, and things like that happen. He's put it on the carpet 3 times, lost 2, and fortunately Manny Lattimore jumped on the other one. But I expect big things in the second half out of Matt Madden. He's too good a football player. This is a big championship game. I think the first drive for Pinkerton is absolutely critical. They're getting the ball. I think they will stick with their ground and pound attack, try to slip in maybe a few more screens like Sean has suggested. I do see this drive being a real pivotal drive, though, because there's only so much clock right now left in this game for a team that's a running team, 3 scores down on the board.
And Sean, how about this crowd? I mean, it's a cold day. We're all bundled up here. We got the benefit of a little bit of warmth up in the press box, but I saw a tweet by the Concord Monitor Sports. They had a crowd of just under 5,700 people. You saw the lines like stretched down the way. It was crazy with how many people were trying to get in here and how many people are here.
I actually made a joke during the broadcast. I looked at Coach and said, you think these people will get in before half? I mean, the line was around the corner still with about 5 minutes remaining in the first quarter. There's easily 5,000 people here, at least.
Well, it's a lot of fun. I want to thank Coach Mike Bellevue and Sean Sendoff from ESPN New Hampshire. I'm putting you on the spot again. I think this thing is going to be broadcast tomorrow at 10 o'clock, right?
10 a.m.
10 a.m. ESPN New Hampshire, yes, 12:50 in and around Manchester, 900 if you're in the southern part of the state, right?
And online, ESPNNewHampshire.com.
All right. Want to thank the guys here for joining me. So hopefully a good second half of football coming up. 28-7 Concord at the break on top of Pinkerton on NASportspage.com. Concord's going to kick this thing off to Pinkerton to start the second half. Wally Indy, Manny Lattimore back at about the 15-yard line. And Indy kicks it, and they're going the onside kick. Concord trying to recover it, and they got the football. Concord got the football, perfectly executed onside kick. Will Charlotte coming up with it for Concord, and Concord will have the foot up in the left slot. Indy, the running back to the left of Law. Law looking to throw, plenty of time. Law now throws it long down the field, caught all by himself. Mark Goddard, no one was within 10 yards of him. Touchdown, Concord, 34-7. Hanaway, back to pass. Throws it down the field, picked off by Zultz that time in midfield. He's returning it back the other way, trying to get the sideline. Zultz still on his feet, out of bounds inside the 30. Concord back in business here. The Concord's used to running clocks, but Pinkerton certainly isn't. Not against them. Law faked the handoff, rolling to his right, throws. Oh, wide open, Como, touchdown. Nick Como scores a touchdown. And they hand it off Lattimore. Lattimore inside the 5, in the end zone. Lattimore, touchdown. Minute 4 left to go. Makes the score 42-13. So Manny Lattimore getting one more touchdown in his outstanding career at Pinkerton. And that's it. Final 5 seconds ticking off the clock. Concord has won the football game. They're the Division I state champions, beating Pinkerton 42-14. The capital city has a champion once again. 22-14, the Concord Crimson Tide, they roll against the Pinkerton Astros. State champions for the first time since 2000, and the first ever unbeaten season in Concord high school football history. And this by far is the most people we've ever had in our camera shot at the end of the game. Congratulations, guys. You guys earned it. We're going to try and talk to some of you guys individually here, but as a team, and Mark, you've been here. I remember we're wearing shorts, and you guys were just talking about, let's just get to the playoffs, and then we'll take it from there. Well, you made that step. You won your first playoff game. You beat the two-time defending champs last week in the semifinals, and then you got to take on Pinkerton. It was a little bit, I thought, kind of jittery at first for you guys. You had some fumbles early on, but then you really set the tone and you won this thing going away.
I can't even explain what's going through my mind right now. All I know is that we all did this not for ourselves, but for the guy next to us, for our brothers right here. We did it for the city. It's all we got. This is for Concord right here, and all my brothers. Everyone in English, that's who it's for, not for me, all for you guys.
Yes, sir. We'll talk to one of the other seniors and one of the captains, Samo Smith. You weren't one of the guys scoring the touchdowns today. You had some big plays in this game, but you, as a team, have had like that all year long. You guys just had so many weapons, so many different guys who can hurt you. If it's not this guy, Indy, over here, it's Zude, I don't even know where he is, number 8. Robbie Law kind of hiding in the background. Jacob Zoltz catches a tip pass and takes it down on a big play. That was crazy. I mean, is that what's so special about this team? Because you guys are a team?
Yeah, when we put the puzzles together, everything happens. When we put all the pieces together, everything happens. We put in the hard work, we practice, we do all the things right, we put all the elements together.
Let's talk to some defense over here. I got Logan Lamoureux, one of the captains on this team. Pinkerton, a high-powered offense. You guys, you held them to single digits, let's face it. Manny got a touchdown in the final minute or so. I was happy to see him get one more in his career. But you guys really dominated that Pinkerton team today.
It was just incredible. Everybody did their job. And, I mean, just off the bat, we were able to shut them down. It was surreal. I can't believe we held them that little.
Let's talk to Robbie Law. Where is he? He's in here. He's a little guy. Passes today. One of them to this guy, I don't know, they forgot about you. Were all open on a fourth down play. You hit Raleigh for a big, I think 33 yard. It was third and 33. He got like 27, and then you found him on fourth down. But how is it as a quarterback knowing that you got all those weapons?
Oh, it's amazing, and I have a great line too. I get plenty of time every time, and I know if my primary receiver's not open, I have 4 other guys that can catch the ball that can make plays, so it's great.
One last one for the seniors here that are going out. This guy and some of the other underclassmen, they got to defend the title next year. What kind of pressure is going to be on these guys next year to try and do it again?
No offense, but for us seniors, we don't really care. We got what we wanted. We're going out on a state championship. We couldn't ask for more.
Hey, who can explain the sledgehammer? You got it in your hand over there. Tell me about the sledgehammer. The move assassin.
The assassin. Biggest hit, biggest animal on the field. I don't know. I don't want. We like to hand it around because we're all animals. So.
Well, cherish that thing and put that on a wall someplace next to that state championship plaque. Where is that thing? Who's got that thing?
Coach has got it on.
The coach has it over there. One more time, congratulations to the Concord Crimson Tide. State champions. Brown with some hardware here. Let's get a close-up of that thing, Jen. That's pretty cool. It's a football Division I champion 2013. Do you know if they put Concord on there at all, or it just kind of goes in the trophy case?
No, it just goes in the trophy case. Hopefully, it's going to go right up in the lobby of the gym foyer. So, looking forward to it.
Now, I remember talking to you, early in the season, and you knew you had something here, but you weren't convinced totally. And I think as the season went on, you kept saying, wow, we're pretty good here. But, let's talk after the championship game if we're lucky enough to be there. And the way this thing kind of fell out of place today, it was just like, wow. I mean, you guys just blitzed them, and I don't think they knew what hit them today.
Yeah, our kids came ready today. I mean, that's a real solid Pinkerton team. And, we were ready. Coach Phelps here did a great job. We had a game plan during the course of the week, and it really wasn't working too well early. So we made some adjustments and did a nice job shutting it down. Offensively, it's the same. It's the same thing. I don't know who scored. how many, but in the case of spreading it out and doing a lot of different things and ball passing. And that's been the strength of our team over here.
And the defense too. I mean, you guys held them single digits. Get out of here! Manny got a touchdown at the end to make it 14 for them. But it was you guys really stopped them today. Urbanic, I think, gave you more problems than anybody else, but you did a real good job on Manny. And I know Madden had some fumbling issues and put you guys in some good spots, but you capitalized on it.
Yeah, we did. That's capitalizing. You know, breaks.
Didn't say it.
But, if you will. You know, that was a sudden change in momentum in our defense. I don't know, like I said, I don't know if it was a giveaway or a takeaway, but you know, we got the turnover when we needed it, and the defense really stepped up when they needed it. It was a tough situation to start the game like that.
Well, and I think you also got some good fortune in winning a championship. You need some breaks to go your way, and there was a tip pass that ended up in the hands of Jacob Zaltz, and he took it down for like 50 yards or something like that. I mean, you got to get the feeling when things like that are happening that, hey, it might just be your day.
Yeah, definitely. I thought that when that play happened, something was going right today, and I don't know, that was probably a good omen right there.
You were around the last time you guys won a championship in 2000, correct?
Yes.
On the coaching staff with, was that Coach Cameron?
Yeah.
So what's the difference between winning it then and now 13 years later winning it as a head coach, and what this means for the city? Because you guys have talked about doing it for the city.
Yeah, that's been our motto, I guess, adopted motto, I guess we should say. But yeah, it's pretty special. I mean, it was great to be part of that 2000 team. We had great teams, great kids. Coach Cameron, I loved coaching them for I coached him for 15 years. I'm sure he can relate to this. There's nothing like doing it, when you're the head coach. So, this feels really good. It feels really special.
I hope I've kissed myself.
Really happy.
You're a very reserved guy, very quiet guy, very humble guy, but is there going to be a time maybe later on tonight when you're celebrating? I don't know where you guys would go or whatever, but you're going to let it loose and show a little bravado here? Come on, Coach.
We might cut loose a little bit later on. Maybe. All my family's here, so there might be some
Well, enjoy it, Coach, and congratulations on a great undefeated season. First time ever in school history. That's pretty good stuff.
Thank you very much.
Roger Ben here from the Union Leader, New Hampshire Sunday News, and NHFootballReport.com. After Concord really demolished Pinkerton 42-14. It was 42-7. We had running time basically through the second half. Not often that, Concord, both teams used to be in these running time situations, but Pinkerton's certainly not used to having it running against them. What a surprise this has to be.
Yeah, total shock to everybody here. Ryan was saying that he's not sure there's ever been running time against the Pinkerton team he's coached, which is, I think he's in his 36th year. So it was just one of those days where pretty much everything went right for Concord. They played very well, all facets, took advantage of the turnovers, got blocked by Tammy. And Pinkerton wasn't on its best today, and helped them a little in the first half. And, just unraveled and got away from it.
And just seeing the way Concord's running around, they've done it all year. You can't really cheat on one guy because they got 5-6 guys that can hurt you. And they were truly the best team this year.
Yeah, I agree. I think these were the two best teams despite the score today. And that's, that was one of Concord's strengths, is they just have so many offensive weapons, whether it be wide receivers, multiple running backs, a very, very underrated and efficient quarterback, Robbie Law. He's just, he's on the money. He gets overshadowed by a lot of guys on his own team in his own huddle. But, he's just, he doesn't make mistakes. He's got good stats every game. They really were the total package on offense in particular.
And I think Sude, he wasn't playing in that game when they met earlier this year in Derry. It makes a big difference too. He showed us just 27-yard touchdown. That's just another guy that they can utilize.
Yeah, a lot of teams would like to have that weapon coming out of their backfield. He'd be the feature runner for just about everybody, but he's just one of several offensive skill players that are very, very talented. I saw him against Central the playoff game. I thought he was the best player on the field that day, at least offensively. So, they don't even need all those guys, but to try and defend them all is just almost an impossible task. And, you got to give Pinkerton credit for the regular season game where they held Concord to 6 points with a minute to play. You look back and you wonder how they did that. Just tremendous defensive effort that
today, and that's what gave a lot of people hope. Pinkerton fans gave them hope today that they could come out here with a victory, I'm sure.
And speaking of tremendous defensive efforts, Concord certainly did that to Pinkerton today.
Yeah, I mean, they are just a complete team. They do it on the defensive side as well. You know, very few big plays for Pinkerton today. They just never let Pinkerton get any momentum offensively. You know, even one of the bigger plays probably early in the game when, you know, Pinkerton was that short punt, I think on Concord's first possession, and Pinkerton had it deep in Concord territory, but they produced a fumble and capitalize and score. So, you know, they just do it all. Very, very good defensive team, just very deep on offense, and all those things came into play today and worked in Concord's favor.
Well, we really appreciate you spending a little time. We look forward to your stuff in the New Hampshire Sunday News and nhfootballreport.com. It's Roger Brown.
Okay, Pete, thank you.